Cool.
All right.
Great. And then the floor is yours. And then if anyone wants to come up after to give a lightning talk, please feel free. Otherwise, just eat and drink and
this is you.
Socialize.
So you can do
Okay.
down or up arrow, I think. No?
This
Maybe
one?
not. Maybe side arrow.
Yeah.
Left and right. There you go.
All right. Thank you.
All right. You're on the air.
Oh no. Hi everyone. Thank you for your time coming today in our meetup. My name is we're going to talk about how the Google community help build opportunities. So I'm currently a public speaker and my name is Athena. You can call me Atcha. I work as a technical support specialist at a restaurant technology company called BAR. I recently graduated last year with a bachelor's degree in computer science, and I am a former technical community manager, application analyst, and social media specialist, and I also do tech content creation. So what I like about attending this specific event for our Google Club meetup is that when you read the meetup description, it says technologists of all backgrounds are welcome, because you do not see that often when you look tech events. They're mostly specific, which is good, but sometimes there are people like us who just wants to hang around and learn from other people in different tech industries to like network, engage, and learn their perspectives in different kinds of tech. So this is what highlights this event that we're all in today. So back in 2020, when I was a third-year computer science student, everyone was hit by the pandemic, and a lot of schools, specifically from where I'm at in the Philippines, some schools were shut down. So this, what happened with that is that students lost the opportunity to get quality education, and that in our university at St. Paul, we were given the project to volunteer and create outreach programs to create tech content videos and record it and then publish it on YouTube so that they can have free learning resources. And what I thought about it, we were only required to create one video, but I thought of why not we have this fresh knowledge that were taught to us by our professors. Why not do a workshop, a live workshop, so we can engage with them directly. And in case they have any questions when it comes to programming, we can answer their questions right away. So instead of creating one, I created and hosted 3 workshops. I did web development, peer tutoring, I did information security, and database systems. So what I did as a student is that I asked permissions from our professors if I can have their learning materials as resources, and then post on social media that, hey, we're students from this university, we're having a free online peer mentoring. If you are a student and you're interested to learn, you can join us for free at no cost. I do have a YouTube channel that I created in 2012, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't see myself standing in front of you right now as a public speaker because my first video was a teach me how to doggy and 11 years ago. So yeah, I didn't, even if my high school friends are seeing me right now, I do not do public speaking. I would describe myself as an ambivert. Sometimes I like to be on my own introverted, but I can be extroverted sometimes. It does definitely drain my social battery, but yeah, it's like a huge shift. In 2012, I was in grade school and I was doing Teach Me How to Dougie randomly at school. So there. And the reason why the topic focuses more on Google developer communities and how it helped me being a public speaker and with my career is that a chapter in the Philippines, so Google Developer Student Club. So there's different Google Cloud meetups and communities. There's also Google specific student developer communities called GDSC or Google Developer Student Clubs. They focus on connecting different students from different universities nationwide and globally. And they also have communities to help upskill these students learn more with our Google technologies and also to help them grow as future professionals as well. So I was invited by these specific chapter. That was me with my green hair back then because I don't know, pandemic made me do a lot of crazy things back in the day. So I colored my hair green and then I I was invited to do a talk. I didn't expect that I would be invited because I was just sharing content on YouTube and sharing free resources for these out of school youth students. And I took that opportunity, even though had that imposter syndrome that we now call, because I would doubt myself, like, why would you invite me to do a speaking engagement when I'm still a student and I'm not yet a professional? Because when we think of public speaking engagements like this one, like, oh, that person must be professional. They know what they're saying. They know what they're doing. But I took that opportunity to share what I know as much as I can. And what I love about speaking engagements is that when you talk about something and people also know that, they help you share other knowledge that they can help to the community as well. So that was my first speaking engagement as a student. And what the Google developers student clubs helped me is that we also created our own student organization called Algo Filipino. Algo Filipino is a community that we made online with different students from different universities all over the Philippines, that we aim to teach programming in our native language, which is Filipino. So we also have a student from a different country that she's half Filipino, and she joined us to volunteer as well. Because sometimes when you go to YouTube, some people don't really understand programming in English that much. They feel more comfortable in learning programming with their own native language. So that's why we started to create this. And then who here had my question is, who here got a job without applying? Do you think it's possible for someone to get a job without applying? Yes? You got a job without applying?
Yeah, I kind of bumped into somebody and they were looking for someone to do some research.
Nice. So yeah, give them a round of applause. So yeah, it's possible that we can get a job without applying. That's what also happened to me, is that a recruitment company invited me to talk about front end development. And while we were in the before we went live on Facebook with over 200 people to watch me do a workshop as a student about front end development using Figma, I was being already interviewed on the spot before we went live, because the Efrent is the CEO of the company, and the one of the questions he asked me is, how do you see yourself in 5 years? And then I was still a student with no work experience, still struggling in the pandemic with, because the industry is going down. And even well, for me, I'm still a student, and what will happen? People are losing their jobs as professionals. What about me? I do not have any work experience. So I was like, honestly, I don't know. That's what I said to him, which I know you should not do in a interview question. But I was honest, and I said, I don't know. But I explained why, because I'm still a student. What professionals are losing their jobs? What about me after I graduate? Would there still be a future for me? So that's what I told him. And then he asked other questions. The next thing he said before we went live, he said, "You're hired," and I work the next week as their social media specialist. So I help create and build a community for front end and back end developers. There. And then it grew. I've been invited to different universities to speak about web development, to talk about wireframing and user interface prototyping, to talk about career talks and why you should pursue computer science and information technology. I did a workshop about PHP, about progressive web applications. If you're familiar with that, we also have a dedicated community about progressive web applications. I talked about the basics of the internet and what we should do. I said here, if you have been growing and learning skills and you're open to face the challenges, you will be successful in the tech industry. It will help you grow as an individual and have a community to help other people to improve. That's how you take over the internet. And then I did another workshop with them again to how to create your first progressive web application. I think in this one I used Lighthouse to check the health of the app that we used. And then I talked about security for a tech ed company. And I did talk about still community. I mostly talk about technical topics, career, leadership. I talk about what is the right tech stack to use for the right job. And then that's how I started creating my own personal brand. I mostly say, help me help you. That I'm more on driven when it comes to social participation and helping each other to upskill and be empowered in the community, and specifically in the tech field. And mostly people call me Atcha, but you can also call me Athena. And while I was still a student, I also got the opportunity to become a mentor in a hackathon. I've been a mentor for 5 or 6 verticals. We had hackathons for climate change, health, agriculture, smart cities, and the people that are seeing you're seeing there right now are all professionals and owners and business owners for companies. Some are professors. So we had education, and we also had smart sustainable cities. All of them are done online. So what happened in that hackathon is we were invited to help those participants to have different advices or consultation about different parts of their pitches. Specifically, say for example, I mostly focus on social media management, technical community management. I help them. How are you going to promote or pitch something in using social media, something like that. And when I post those speaking engagements that I do, I realize that being a public speaker and being in any field that you do, in order for us to improve and be successful, is that feedback is always important. So instead of me posting what I do in social media, I post what their feedback is on my talk, so that it helps me to be able to improve myself and how I can help other people to also be encouraged in sharing what they know. They don't have to be doing public speaking. They can simply create tutorials on YouTube like I do, and also do like peer-to-peer mentoring. Because back in the day, I was told that you're not supposed to be a mentor because you're still a student. What do you know? You're still a student. You're not even a professional. What makes you say that you're a mentor? But those people who are in the community that are really supportive helped me be what I am today. So I did talk about service management, data engineering. So I do keep like anonymously in a Google sheet their feedback for me with also ratings. And when the where we're allowed to meet. So we did have a tech leaders meeting. I meet with the founders of open source, game development communities, Philippine.net users group, progressive web apps, Laravel, Mozilla Philippines, Angular, our users group, and I definitely learn from them. I always look up to them. Having a mentor is always important for us to grow and learn. We also have Python, AWS community. So the reason why I'm wearing an AWS shirt, because when I was a technical community manager, we were helping AWS create and build communities in the ASEAN countries. That's why I'm wearing AWS. And I also met the students in person. So it was also great to meet them. And last year still did talks about big data. You're wondering, Acha, why are you talking about all of these topics? So right now, I'm mostly interested to become a professor because of my speaking engagements. I'm also interested in cybersecurity. What's interesting is that while I'm doing these speaking engagements, I'm also helping myself to upskill while helping other people learn. And this one helps me give an idea of what I really want in my career. So I did talk about automation using PowerShell and system administration. So I was also interviewed about career talks, so other students can also learn from it, because other students are forced to take tech because their parents say that's what's in demand right now. So I don't know why they do that, but yeah. And so really feedback is important because it gives motivation for students to pursue what they're currently the program that they're currently studying. So project management and all of the things that I share in my talks are based on what I learned in my job, in my experience. And they just keep on, what they love about it is that they feel that they're heard more, because I can relate to them as a student. Because I used to invite someone from Microsoft to do a talk about his role and what he's doing. the students did not like it because it was too technical. Like, hey, you're very professional, but when you speak with students, you should also understand their background and their level of understanding. So that's why they want me to speak a certain topic that the students would understand, because being too technical won't really give value to the people that you're speaking to. So that was my last talk recently on October 18. I did a workshop about Power Apps and Power Automate and help them create an app without writing any code. And that's what happened in 2 years. So I applied. I did not apply and get the job like you did as a social media specialist, and then I moved up. It's a startup company, so we're mostly working all around. And we didn't have an IT team back then, so I moved as their IT support associate and became an application analyst. While I was still in college, I worked 2 jobs. So I also worked as a technical community manager. And then right now, I'm working at PAR as their technical support specialist. And definitely with what Susan said, she is the ex-CEO of YouTube. And also YouTube helped me to share those things. She says things are always changing. The part of being successful is being comfortable with not knowing what's going to happen. And that's definitely true, because based on what Chris said a while ago, things that are being created right now, it's always unexpected, but it's always powerful to be up to date with these types of new technologies, because it gives us an idea that we're capable of anything and anything can happen. So it's always best to be adaptable to it. And yeah, and here I am right now in front of you speaking in Google Mesa, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity. And yeah, I hope you learned how Google Community helps, and thank you for taking the time to join us today. If you'd like to connect with me, here's my LinkedIn. So thank you for your time, guys. Thank you.
I had a question. You say you were introverted?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't